believe it or not, there was a time when Marvel and DC Comics were franchises that were actually more popular than manga. Like, no one wanted to read that anime nonsense. People were interested in American entertainment. The popularity exploded even more once you had the Marvel Cinematic Universe. People would go there, they would see Thor for the first time, they would see Iron Man. Women, especially like Thor, found that he is a sexy stud. They loved his hair, they called it Thoreal. And at this point, it's when Marvel and DC decided that they want to start going bankrupt. And what they did is they started replacing all of their main characters with other characters. And so people would come out of the movie, they would want to find a comic with Iron Man, and they couldn't find one. They would find Ironheart instead. They would want to find a comic book with Thor, and it was female Thor. They would want to find a comic book with Hulk, and it was Asian Hulk. And it was consistent, like they literally replaced every single one of their superheroes with this changing of mantle bullshit, to the point where there wasn't a single superhero that was recognizable. And not only that, but like the stories were so cringe. And I will tell you the Iron Man's replacement, Ironheart, and her origin story. Like, just so you can see how cringe it was. And the name itself, like Ironheart, that's the name you give to a villain? Like that's the type of person, like, has a heart of iron. Like, what? So, like, they have no empathy, no compassion? But anyway, like, this is the origin story. And so, as you can see here, she's in a classroom. She says, "Hi. This is quiet time, Miss Williams. I wanted you to know what I decided to be when I will grow up. Let's hear it." Okay, so, like, the teacher is actually very reasonable here. "I'm going to be a scientist." "Great." "Yeah, great." "Now, you're supposed to say, 'You mean like a nurse?' And then I say..." So basically, like, she's upset that she's not victimized. I'm starting to think, like, the writer found themselves surrounded by social justice mental asylums, and this is his way of screaming in agony. Because this is happening in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is peak of wokeness. And the whole cultural zeitgeist is that white people are keeping, especially like straight cisgender men, are keeping women down by telling them what they can't achieve. So basically, like, women would love becoming a scientist. It's their lifelong aspiration. But because, like, men are telling them they can't do that, women go, "Ah, shucks, I literally can't do that." And so this is why you need representation, right? This is when the girl boss thing becomes predominant in media. It's like, we need to show women that they can be like men. And then we're going to masculinize women because that's the only reason that they're not girl bosses, is because they don't see themselves represented. So this is where, like, the sensual woman disappears from art. This is where, like, the wholesome or the cute, the adorable is completely removed. And in exchange, you got, like, the stoic, resting bitch face, the Captain Marvel archetype, right? And so, like, this comic book talks a little bit about that, but it's, like, subverting your expectation because, like, the main character, Ironheart, is actually ass hurt. She is upset because she's not being victimized. Like, here she has a golden opportunity, like a white person in a position of power that simply refuses to victimize her. It says, like, no, you can't be a scientist. So, you're supposed to tell me that I should be into nursing and teaching are noble professions, and that people like me don't get to grow up to be scientists. I love the fact that she's kind of demeaning her profession, like she's a teacher, and she's, like, looking down on teaching. I mean, don't get me wrong, I look down on teaching too, but I wouldn't be that insulting to tell it into the face of a teacher. And she goes out and says, it's like, well, this is what they said to the first African-American female astronaut, right? So it's not like an African-American astronaut, it's an African-American female astronaut. And this is like when you notice that they start using the titles like academic professions, you know, like Dr., PhD, Maisley Williams. They start using like identity, African-American female, right? Like this is what actually defines, like the astronaut is a by the way. And basically, like, she believes that the reason this lady became the first African-American female astronaut is because someone told her she can't. And again, this is, like, supposed to be the smartest person in the Marvel universe. Like, I think she's actually one of the smarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like, Riri Williams is one of the smartest entities in the Marvel universe. If it's not number one, it's probably on top 5. But anyway, this absolute galaxy brain genius of a character, in her infinite wisdom, has concluded that the only way a person manages to be successful in life is by having a group of people telling them that they can't accomplish that success. And I find it interesting, you know, like the idea of living for other people. Like, to me, that would be torture. Like, I understand, you know, trying to live up to your parents' expectations. I would understand, you know, like, trying to live up to the expectations of your relatives. But to the expectations of a random stranger. And anyway, right, like, again, the writer apparently focuses on representation by writing black characters that are desperate to be oppressed. Like, this is what happens. Like, what do you mean you're not going to tell me I can't do that? Like, you gotta oppress me. All the other girls get oppressed. Why can't I be oppressed? And so she's like literally harassing this woman to the point where if I was the teacher, I would think like maybe she's some sort of black activist that wants to make a TikTok video out of me, ruin my career, ruin my job, get me fired, get me sued. Like seriously, like try and immerse yourself in the story. Like, you're the teacher and you have like this black kid here telling you like, tell me what I can't do because of my race and gender. Like, come on, teacher, say I can't do something. It's like, are you trying to get her fired? But like, eventually, you know, I guess like the teacher has more important things to do than listen to this nonsense, and finally says, yeah, fine, okay, you'll never be Tony Stark. And she's like, really? I'll totally be Tony Stark. And what I find fascinating, you know, like other characters, other heroes, like they got compelling origin stories, which are usually noble storylines. Like, for instance, you have Batman. Like, his parents were murdered. He is experiencing such intense trauma and pain that he wants that no other person suffers what he went through. Right? Like, so he wants to take down criminals so no other kid can have their parents murdered. Lord help Disney when they run out of the comic book material and end up with these new heroes. Because you just can't make a movie with them. Like their writing is so fundamentally flawed that you would have to alter everything about them to the point where you may as well just create new characters. And apparently, like, the time has come. Like, the Iron Man movie came out, and people are saying that it's just as bad as I thought it was. Haven't seen it, but, like, I'm being bombarded on Twitter. Apparently, like, Ironheart mentioned money at least 20 times. And keeps focusing on the fact that Tony Stark is wealthy, Tony Stark is rich. And it's like, okay, the man died saving the universe, but I guess he was a billionaire. And so we're doing the social justice, hate the rich shtick. And by definition, he can't be a good person. Like, even if he saves the entire universe, sacrifices himself, child gets to grow up alone, even if he does all of that, right? Like, even if you personally are alive because of him, nope, he's a billionaire, so fuck that shit, we're doing social justice. Like, what exactly is the message for that the movie is sending? You know, like, never try to be rich. Never try to be successful, because then people will hate you, even if you save the universe. Oh, that's a great moral to give to my kids. Let me know what you think. And as usual, I will see you on my live stream. The link is into the pinned comment. Take care.